Hello everyone, Rich here, back for part 3 of this SS Île de France tutorial. Today's focus is the beginnings of the ship superstructure. Not sure how many decks we're going to do today, but I think we could probably get at least 2 decks of the superstructure done today. And so we shall crack on with that. But first of all, I wonder if anyone's actually watching this. Right, well anyway, we'll crack on anyway. So what we want to do first is to add the deck. We're going to add the first deck, which would be the main sort of, well, the main deck basically. So if you're starting at the front of the ship, then you're going to go to the tip of the bow, and you're going to go to the 4th block down from the top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and start adding your wood decking there. So when you build it from that, if you build it from the 4th block down at the front end, it would be at the top end when you get to the back end. So it would be on the top there when you get to the back end, because of course the front of the ship slopes down. So I shall add the first few sections down. So remember, it's the 4th block down from the top when you're at the front. If you're at the back, then build it along the top line. That's all I request. So I'll just do the first few sections, and then I'll use the fill tool. And that's the first few sections. So there's the deck being added. And so what I'll do now, I shall sit on the on this block here and use the fill tool. So I shall use fill wood by 3000, and hopefully that will fill the deck in. This may take a while. Right, so there's the deck added. I had to do a jump cut there because it took so long. Alright, so there's the deck all done. It should look something like that. So like I said, the deck at the front end is 4 blocks below the top, but when you get to where the hull of the ship levels out, it's at the top of the hull. So I'll just fly down to the back end and make sure it's all filled in, and we can go from there. So is it all in? It looks like it's all in place. So just go down and make sure, and yep, it goes all the way down to the colour block at the back end. So like I say, that the deck of the ship sits along the top line of the black, so that's fine. So I'll fly down to the front end again now, because now we've got to add the white gubbins to the ship. This is where the sort of the hull will level out with the superstructure, because it's, remember, if you look at the front end, the black slopes down but the white levels out, so we're going to try and focus on that. So what I'm going to do is focus on the left hand side. If we go to the centre, so remember, centre point at the very tip of the bow, and we'll just work out to the left. So for 0 to 11, so 0 and then 1, 2, 3 to 11 will be just one white block. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, like so. And then fill in the gaps in between. So I'll go on the inside and just fill in the gaps in between there, like so. And then for number 12, you want to go forward 2 and then 1. And then the next row, you go forward 2 and then up 1. And then the next row, forward 2 and then up 1. And it should look something like that. And then we go on to the next row, which would be, I think, number 15. We go forward 2 and then 2 and then 1. And then the next row, we go forward 2 and then 2 and then 1. So you can see it's sort of similar to what we were doing before with the finicky bow sections. Anyway, move on to the next section. So I just changed my notes again. The next row we go forward 2 and then 2 and then 1, same as before. And then we go to the next row, which is down 1 block again. Just change my notes. We do forward 2, 2, 2 and then 1, like that. And then the next row we do forward 2, 2 and then up 2 and 1, like so. And then the next row, just adjust my notes, this is a bit complicated. The next one we do forward 2, 2 and then up 2. And then the next one we go forward 2 and then up 2 and then up 2. And then the next one we do forward 2, 2 and then up 2. And then lastly at the very end we do forward 2, 2 and then up 2. So that's all the sections of the white section sort of done. Then, like before, we just go on the inside and fill in the gaps. It's a pain in the ass to do, but you know, it's relatively simple when it's sort of filled in. So we just fill in the gaps between each section, and that would be the white portions of the bow done. And it shouldn't be too bad, in theory anyway. It taking longer than I expected. I'll do the next one, and I think I'll do a jump cut just to save a bit of time, because I'll always be here all day. You can tell my enthusiasm isn't exactly full at the moment. I'll sod it as normal, won't take too long. I'll say just fill in all the gaps between each one, each rib basically, and then the hull, the white section of the hull will be sort of built up. Still got plenty more to do, but at least the bow will be out of the way. So this is the last one. And there we go, that's all the bow sections done, on one side at least. And then on the outside, it should look something like that. Nothing really special, but you know, you can adjust it later on when it's all finished. And that's how it should look. Look round at the prototype. There will be a bit more added to the front end later on, but we won't worry about that just yet. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to copy it to the other side so we have both halves done. And then we'll worry about the rest later on. So I could just do a quick copy paste up to the center there, and then we do copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. And there we go, that's both sides done, and that is the white section of our bow done. Don't look too bad, at least in my opinion. So what we're going to do now is go to the last section of the white, so on the outside here. So I'm on the left hand side still, so this section, this last section here, we're going to add a white line along the side. I'm just going to change my notes so I know what I'm doing, so bear with me. And what we're going to do, like I say, just add a white line. So from the bottom of this white section here, just add a line along the complete outside. So I don't know how long it is exactly, but just add a white line just all the way along the outside edge of the outer edge of the ship. So just go or the outside section rather. So just add the line all the way along till we get to the end of this section. And when the ship starts to curve in is where you stop. So just go to the end of this outside row. This the end of this straight, and we should be okay. So I'll do it freehand. I don't know the exact number, but if you follow what I'm doing, then you'll know what to do. Like I say, if anyone's actually watching this, please let me know, because otherwise I feel this is a complete waste of time. Right, so there we are. There's the white line at the end of the outside edge. You can see you got the overhang, or not the overhang, but the ship where it starts to curve inwards. At the end of that white line, you add one extra block, okay? And then from there, what you're going to do is add 2 on top, and then up 2, like so. That is the height of this white section along the side. So that is the side wall there. And then for the next row, we add 11. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is the 11th block overhangs by 1. And then you go on top of that, you go 2, and then up 2, and then 1, like that. And then for the next row, which is down here, we add 11 again. So we go down here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that overhangs by 2, doesn't it? This could be puzzling. I'll just go double check that because I don't want to screw this up. Yep, that's fine. It does overhang by 2. I just had to make sure. So overhang the end by 2. So it's still 11. Of course, remember you start the first block in this corner here, but you don't overlap the section. You just start in the gap here. Add the 11. And of course, overhangs by 2 there. And then we go. Hang on, I can't remember how many it is. So we've done that one. We're on to this one. So at the end, we just go 2 and then 1. I think that's how it goes, isn't it? I'll do another jump cut, bear with me. Okay, back again, my mistake there. So what it was 2, which we've got already, and then 2, and then up 1. That's what I got wrong. So I had an extra 1, or 2 basically. So it was 2, 2, 2, 2, up 1. Right, so then the next row, done that one. So the next row is 11. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Overhang by 1 again. and then we go forward 2, and then up 2, and then 1. So it's sort of similar to what we had before. And then the next row, start again down here, we go 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go 2, and then up 2, and 1. Like that. And then the next row is pretty much the same. So another 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Overhang by 1. And we go 2, up 2, 1. Like so. And then the next row is 8. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Overhang by 1. And then it's 2, up 2, and 1. Like that. And then the last row we add 3. 1, 2, 3. And then up 3. 1, 2, 3. That's that section there, and then we just fill in the gaps again. So like we did on the bow, go on the inside and just fill in the gaps between each section, and this will build up the side white section of the hull. Apologies, it's a bit confusing because the way they've built this thing, it's a bit arse about face, but when it's all done it will be fine. We shall see. So just build these side sections up. That one more section. And there we go. So that's the back sections done. And they should look something like that. It look a bit weird at the moment, but when things are all sorted out, it'll be fine. The section between the front and the back here, this side bit here, you just build the wall, a white wall along the side. Increase the height to 4 high. So when you've built it all, it'll be 4 high in total. So I use Weld Edit to build this side. It's just basically quartz. So I just build it down to the front end. Down to there. We use set quartz. Quartz. Like so. And then fill in this gap here. And there we go. That's the side done. And it should look something like that. Marvellous when you think about it. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do a copy paste again to get both sides done. And have a scratch at the same time. And yeah, everything should be fine. Well, I'll just copy it to the other side and then we can work from there. So go down to the back end. So copy to this point here. And then get rid of that. And we use copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. And there we go, that's both sides done. So we've got the white walls on both sides. And they should look something like that. That's the theory anyway. So we're getting the superstructure done. It's a pain in the ass to get right, but we're getting there. Yeah, not too bad, do it. Right, so what we're going to do now is go to the back end of the ship, the very tip of the stern, and on the wood block, on the wood decking, we're going to count to the 13th block of the wood. So that's, so we're going. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 13th wood block. And then we build a wall, so that's the 13th wood block forward. So build a wall after that, which will be 13 wide. So I'll change this to red, so it's the centre line. Then we build this wall 13 wide, which is 6 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way. So that's the width of the wall. And then at the end of the wall, you build 2 out like that, and the same the other side, build it out to 2. And then for the sides there are 4, so building forward now, build 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're building forward and curving out to the side. So that's 4, 6, and then we add 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, out to the side like that. So these are the inside walls, and these will support the deck above. So that is the inside walls there. And then what you do, you just increase them to 3 blocks high. So I should do a bit of freehand here. So just build it 3 blocks high. Normally on my ships they're 4 blocks high, but we're sort of scaled down a bit here, so the top decks of the ship are a bit closer together. So it's a 3 block high deck, or 3 block high wall. And when you come to add the deck, like I said, the deck will sit on top of the walls, but I'll worry about that in a minute. So just do as much of this as I can freehand. And there we go, there's the walls added there, so they're now 3 high. And you do the same the other side, so I use copy paste again. So copy down to the center block back here. And then we do copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. And there we go, that's both sides. That should be symmetrical on both sides, and that is the inside walls. Basically creating an open promenade and corridor. If you look on the back end of the prototype, you can see there's pillars and things. If I just jump to that, you can see, or actually fallen in, there we are, you can see down here, we've got the inside walls here, with windows of course, and then on the outside here will be pillars, but we'll get to those in a minute. So what I'm going to do, these pillars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the pillars are 5 blocks apart, but we'll get to them in a minute. So we'll just fly back over to our prototype, and now what we're going to do, if you want to add the doors or windows you can, but I'll come back to them in a minute. So what we're going to do is add the deck above. So if we go from the wall here on the outside, this is back on the left hand side. So from this point here, you've got this block here, and what you're going to do is build a line out and then trace the deck below. So wherever the deck curves in, you curve this line in, and it's going to curve right the way round to that center point over there at the very back end of the ship. I'm just going to curve and trace the line below. Right round to the center, and I'll put a colour block there again, and there we go. It should look something like that. As you can see, it's just a white curve going round, and it should, like I said, trace or be exactly the same dimensions as the deck below. So it's just a line curving round. It should look something like that. So I'll do the same the other side, because it's not a tricky job. So I just build along the contours of the deck below. And hopefully this is a lot easier to follow than me explaining it. There we go, that's the thingy what's it added there. So that is the first sort of open promenade, and they don't look too bad, do it? It's my opinion. So what we're going to do now, before we add the deck in the pillars, we're going to go to where the line begins at this side of the wall here. Then we're going to build the curve of the open promenade. I can't really see it from here, but basically down here we add 2 blocks and a block there, just to create the curve basically. And then there will be handrails going inside there. So I do the same on the other side. And down here we just add 2 blocks and 1. And that's that. And then for the pillars, they're every 5 blocks I think. So if we ignore this section here, just remove that, so, just ignore it for a minute and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think it's the 6th block along, every 6th block. So I'll double check it. So I think there's a 5 block gap between each pillar. That's what I'm trying to explain. So just go up to here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. So I should do the same again. So I'll put that curve back again, and I just noticed the curve on my one over there is basically it's different. So what I've done on the prototype is we put a block and then a set of stairs on top, like so. So that creates the curve there. But it's up to you how you want to do that. I'm going to carry on with how I've done it. So it's 2 blocks and 1 like that. That's how I want to do it. And then what we do, we add the pillars. So if the first few pillars, not every pillar, but the first few will be every 5 blocks. Or every 6 blocks, there's a 5 block gap between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 3. and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then on the centre line we just add a single pillar down like so, and it should look something like that. So you've got your pillars along the top there like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fly over to the other side and do the same again. So once again remove those 3 and just go 1. Didn't really need to do that, did I? But okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3 down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3 down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 down. And that should be both sides done. And they don't look too bad when it's all done anyway. So yeah, that's that. So what we need to do now is basically add the deck. So I'm going to pop over to the prototype again because I want to just check something. Jump 2, and I'm on the wrong deck, so I need to be down 1 or down 2, and just making sure everything is lined up the same. So yeah, the decks are 3 blocks, 3 block gap between each deck, so that's fine. So I'll jump it back again, and what we do, if we go from the back end of the ship, so from this curved upper wall here, we just add the deck from there, and you just build the deck from here all the way to the tip of the white section at the front. So from the back end all the way to the front end, you just fill in with the deck. And of course the deck will sit on top of the walls here, so I just build the first few portions, and the deck will sit on top of these inside walls. So what I'll do, I shall stand here and I shall use the fill tool, and that should hopefully fill in the full deck. So bear with me on this one. Fill wood by 3000, and it should fill in the full deck. In theory, of course, nothing ever goes to plan, and this may require a jump cut, so bear with me on this. Oh, there we go, that's the deck added. That was quicker than I expected. And there you go, there's the deck added there, and if you look inside the overhang here, you got the deck sat on top of the walls, and it don't look too bad. So that's that section there. So I'm just going to fly all the way forward and make sure the deck is sat sat in the right place, and everything should be splendidly. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And yeah, there we go, that's that section there. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to do a jump cut and start the writing down and measuring for the next section. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So now what we're going to do is move on to the next section, which is the next deck of the superstructure. So we're going to go down to the tip of the front of the ship, the tip of the bow, and we're going to go from the first wood block, and we're going to count to the 54th wood block back. So it's the first block there, and it's the 54th block back from there. So from the centre, go to the 54th block back, which is 43, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the 54th block back we start building. So yeah, it's the 54th wood block. Alright, so that's the centre block, and I've changed that to red to mark it as the centre. And we're going to build a wall here 11 wide, so that's 5 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. And that is a small narrow wall like that. And then for the sides we want 3 back. So I'm working on the left hand side. We go 3 back, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, and then we go out 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like so, and then 2 back, 1, 2, and then we add 10 along the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, like so. And that's that. And then we do the same on the other side. So we go 3 back, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, and then 3 out, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2 back, and then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, like so. And that's that. And then what you want to do is increase these walls you just built here, or these lines, increase them to 4 high. So 2, 3, 4. And I do as much as I can freehand, and then I'll just copy it or weld edit, because it does take a bit of time. So bear with me on this one. So this is what we've just built here, is basically the front half of the superstructure, which is sort of in line with the rest of the hull. The section afterwards will be slightly lower, and then also be an overhang on top. So I'll explain it as we go along. Of course, I'm just trying to kill a bit of time and waffle on as we go. So that is one side done. So I should just copy this to the other side to save a bit of time. So from there down to the centre, and then we'll copy, flip and paste. So down to there, and then we copy, flip to the right again, and then we paste. And there we go, that's both sides done. So that is the front portion of the superstructure done, and it should look something like that in theory. Right, so now I'm going to work on the left hand side, and hopefully this should go according to plan. No guarantees, of course. So what we're going to do now is, from the back end of the 4 high section we just built, we're going to add a line of blocks along this first section here, and then the next section. So a line of blocks here, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the next row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're overlapping one block here, so each section is connected. And then the next row, which is basically goes all the way along the outside line of the ship. So it's another freehand jobby, not a hand job, but a freehand. Yes, I'm sure no one's listening to this, so it's not exactly going to cause much offence. Although it's not an offensive thing, it's just something people do from time to time. Right, let's build this freehand down the side. I don't know the exact number of how many blocks, but just build a line all the way along the side, and without missing any. And oh, there we are at the end of there, and I'm just check my notes to make sure there's no overhang. No, that's fine. And then after that, what we want to do is build on the next 2 sections. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then the next row I think is 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now that's just 12, so that's fine, I think. Yeah, so it's 13 and then 12. And then at the end block you go up 3. So we go up 1, 2, 3 like that. And then I think that's fine, isn't it? And just double check. I think that is 12, isn't it? Yeah, so we make this 12. So we'll get rid of that 3 and then make this 12 and then build up the 3. 1, 2, 3. That should be fine. So yeah, it's my mistake there. So just make it 1 block longer so it is 12. And it should be fine. So just double check it. So it's no 13, sorry. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's fine. So make it 13 and then add the 3 up like so. And then between this pillar here and the front section there, you just increase these walls here to 3 high. So this pillar here is 4 high, but the walls in between you increase to 3 high, like so. So this pillar here is 1 block higher. And the reason for that is because there's going to be an overhang here, which is going to be 1 block wider than the rest of the ship. So I'm just going to build this freehand as quick as I can, without any negative slurs. Well, not negative ones, but you know. And I should just use welded it to do the outside edge. So, pardon me, all the blocks on the side increase to 3 high, and then we should be fine. Down to the front here, and we use set quartz down to there, so you can see that's an extra 2 blocks high. And then the next row, increase that to 3 high, and then the next row, increase that to 3 high. Like so. And then you can see the front section here is 1 block high. That's fine. So when I come to add the overhang will stick out by 1 block and follow the contours of the outside, but we'll worry about that in a minute. If I just pop over to the prototype, you'll understand what I'm trying to explain. What we're building is this section down here, and the overhang is this up here. As you can see, it overhangs the side of the ship by 1 block, but we're going to worry about that later on. We're just focusing on the bit below. So I'm going to go to the back end of the ship again, back to where the pillar is at the end. And what we're going to do is add blocks along the side. So I'm just going to, I don't know how many there are exact, or I know how many sections there are. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, and they're all different lengths. So we'll add overlapping again. So from here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 along the side there. And the next row overlapping again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. So that should be 10. I don't know if it's overhangs by 1. I think we're okay, so just make that one 10. And then the next one, we can make that 10 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like so. And then the next one is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then you build that up by 3. So this here you go 1, 2, 3 up, like so. So between this pillar and the end pillar there, I wonder what the hell that was there, the siren just went off. So there's a pillar there and the end pillar there. Between there, those walls there, increase them to 4 high. So this is the sort of the end of the overhang, so the overhang is not in this area. So it increase this to 4 high. And then up to the last pillar up here. And there we go. So that's that section there. So we're up those walls there. They're all done. And what we're going to do is from this pillar here, this pillar which is 4 blocks high, which I've noted before, we're going to add 1 block in front of that. So we're going to add a block there in front of that, and that's where the overhang will connect. So if we go back to the front end, then we can add the overhang. The overhang is, well, we'll add it 1 block at the moment, but it will be increased by another block later on. So don't need to worry just yet. And don't forget, we've got to do the same on the other side later on as well, but we won't worry about that just yet. So from this row of 3 at the front here, so this 4 high section all at the front here, it curves around, and finally you've got this row of 3 here, which is 4 high. And at the end there, we're going to add a block to the end layer like so. And then we're going to build the overhang and trace the outside of the ship. So we're going to build along the edge, connecting to each block at the end. So you can see you've got the end block connecting there. And then from there, you just continue the overhang along the side, like so, and it should look something like that when you build it, when you look at it from below. And you just continue this overhang all the way along the side and connect all the way back to that final pillar. So I shall do this freehand again. And these freehand things are a pain in the ass to do, but I don't want to do weld edit because it just makes things too easy for me and complicated for other people. So where are we, near the end? Nope, nowhere near it yet. Are we nearly there? Yep, we're nearly there. Right, okay, we'll just get to the end of the overhang. And there we go, there's the end of the outside edge anyway. And then for the next sections we just do the same again and trace along the outside edge. And again, up to that end block there, connect to that end pillar there. So there we are, there's the overhang done. And it should look something like that. I'm just going to check the other one. And if we just check, if you look at the end of the overhang here, you've got 1 block sort of sticking out. So the overhang ends there, and then you've got 1 block, and then you've got another section there. So that is how that should look at the end there. And I'm just double checking the prototype, and that does look pretty good. There we go, that is the overhang done there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do this copy paste again. So I'm going to copy this to the other side, and everything should be fine in theory. So I'm just going to go up to the front end as much as I can and copy from here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, 6, 7, make it 7, and then copy from there, and then copy it up to the center section at the back end here, and then just flip it over, copy, flip, paste, and then we'll be okay. That'll be both sides done. So go up to the centre block here, put a block there, and copy to there, and then we do the usual copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. And there we go, that's both sides, and that should be all okay. So I'm just going to double check everything, make sure everything's lined up fine. And yeah, we're good to go. That is a-okay. So that's that section done there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a quick jump cut while I work on the net, or measure the next sections, and then we shall go from there. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So what we need to do now is to build the inner walls of the back superstructure, like we did with the deck below here. So what we're going to do is go to the centre block of the deck up here, and on the wood we're going to count to the 17th block forward. So that's the first block there on the wood, and then we go 17th block forward. So that's 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So on the 17th block we build. So I'll put a centre block there, and then you're going to build this wall 17 wide. So what's that? It's 8 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that way. So that's our back wall there. And then for the sides we want 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And that's the inside walls there. And then you just increase the height of them to 3 high, I think. Yeah, 3 high. So I'll just do that freehand quickly, and then I'll do the other side. So increase them to 3 high, and then the deck will sit on top of these when it's all done. So that's how that will be. So it's similar to what's below. And then as before, you can start adding the doors or windows to these. It's the usual design that I normally use, just 5 windows, a door, 5 windows, door, 5 windows, door, or 6 windows, whichever you want to do. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you've got the deck plans, which are very difficult to come by and quite expensive if you're going to buy them, you know, you can use them. But there you go. So that's one side done. So you just do the same thing here on the other side. So I should do the bottom. So we'll do the side walls to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then as before, you just increase them in height to 4 blocks high. So I shall do a copy paste from the other side, and increase them to 3 blocks high, of course, not 4 blocks. So increase them to 3 blocks high, and then we shall copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. Piss, that didn't work. Right, so I shall do to there. Right, so I'll do the same again. Copy, flip, paste. There we go, that worked. Yeah, copied and pasted it, or copied the wrong section. There we are. So that's both sides done. So that is the inside walls, and it should look something like that. Alright. So what we're going to do now is go back to where the inside walls connect to the outside walls here. What we're going to do is add an extra line of blocks up, so an extra 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end there, and then the same on the other side. So this is something that I missed out on the previous part. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So where this section here I added 4, this is going back to the previous section, so I added 4, but really it's meant to be 5, so that's what this extra line of blocks is for. No big deal, but it's just something that was a bit annoying. So yeah, that's that section there. So what we're going to do now is to do the same as below, trace the, well, not so much trace it, but just we've got to add an overhanging deck, or an upper deck. So it's going to include the bridge wings. So what we're going to do is I'll go back to the left hand side. So from this top block here, we're going to build a line along that side here. So we're going to add 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's as far as you go. And then you're going to build outwards 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back inwards 16. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then a colour block to mark the centre, and it should all line up within the centre like so. So that is the overhanging area there, that section there. So I should do the same on the other side. So back to that pillar at the end, and we'll add the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 16 back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and that lines up with that centre block. And that is the overhanging back section. It should all look nothing special, but it's there nonetheless. It should all look something like that. And then for the pillars, these pillars are going to be every fourth block. So we've got this gap pillar here. So we go 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth block we go a pillar, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, pillar, 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 and then one more underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, pillar under there. But that's nothing to connect to just yet because there's no deck there. But that is the pillars added there. And I should do the same on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, pillar, 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 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not lined up right, is it? That's, I've screwed up somewhere. Oh, there. And there as well, actually. I've fucked up everywhere. Right, okay, I shall do this again. So it's every fourth block. So in a 3 block gap. So I should correct this. I know everything was going too smoothly. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we are. There's the last pillar. Right, so there we go. That's that section there. And I'm just going to pop over to the prototype section because a second, because the first 1, 2, 3, 4 pillars. I've got a wall underneath. So if I just go back to our build, so from the first, in the first 4 windows, so 1, 2, 3, up to the 4th pillar, we've got to add a wall. So inside here we go 3 blocks there, and then 3 blocks there, and then 3 blocks or 4 in there, and then 1, 2, 3 in there, and that's up to the 4th pillar. Everything after that will be handrails, but we'll worry about them another day. So that is those pillars added there. So I do the same on the other side and make sure I do this right. So we add 1, 2, 3 in there, and then 1, 2, 3 in there, 1, 2, 3, 4 in there, and then 1, 2, 3 there. And that's the wall added there. And then, like I say, everything after that will be handrails. So yeah, and like before, you can start adding the door, the windows to the inside walls, and that should be fine. And now what we're going to do now is to add the deck. So I shall start in the corner here of the bridge wings, docking bridge, and we'll add the deck. So the deck sits inside this area here, and sits on top of the inside walls, and also the deck will sit inside of a groove where you've got the overhang on the sides. You can see the overhang here. The deck will sit in this groove here, and all we need to do is just build this deck all the way to the front end of the white section we've just built. So I'm going to go back to the inside walls here, and I shall use the fill tool again. Fill wood by 3000, and it should all work just right. So the deck should fill in all around the docking bridge and up along the sides, in theory anyway. Oh, there we go. So just get up here, and we're going to look at the docking bridge, and that's all filled in fine, and underneath that's all fine. Okay, got the deck added there, and so we'll pop over to the front end and make sure the deck is filled in there as well. And yeah, don't look too bad. It's all filled in. That's fine. Yeah, we got quite a bit done. So we've got 2 decks of the superstructure done, and the side walls, although they're plain white at the moment, they will have portholes added to them later on. As you can see on the prototype, you've got the black windows added, so there'll be something to add later on. So I'm not going to worry too much about them just yet. But we've got quite a bit done as we are. So we're going to call it a day there. We're going to leave it for part 3. And for part 4, we've got another deck to do. We've got the promenade and the boat deck to do, as well as the front portion of the superstructure. Maybe the boat deck superstructure as well, depending on the time I get. But we are getting through it, so yeah, the ship is definitely taking shape. So like I said, the next part would be promenade deck, boat deck and things like that. So we'll call it at that. So that'll be for part 4. So this is Rich signing off, logging off, disappearing. And I shall return in part 4. So bye for now.